Hey, Tommy. Thanks, bud. Thanks for the resub. I want to apologize to you and my other sub. Working from home has been like super crazy, and like you would think I would have way more time to do this stuff, and I didn't. Like because of like, you know, being a parent and stuff. Trying to keep the dog out at least a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna make some carbonara with some peas. We're gonna make some garlic chips, and kind of a quick little jobby. See how it goes. I think the sound is okay, but I just want to double check because after that first fiasco, yeah, it's going. All right, sweet. All right, first thing we're gonna do, make some garlic chips. I think I'm figuring this angle out a little bit. So I gotta go higher, right? It's weird. Just some cloves of garlic that we're gonna super thinly slice, and we're going to bring up in some cold olive oil. And the fun part about this is that you end up with garlic oil at the end that you can save, make like dressing and stuff out of. Solid like half a cup of oil, like in a narrow pot. You're essentially going to be deep frying these, but I'm going to start them in cold oil and bring them up, like constantly stirring. And then you should do this over a mandolin probably, but I'm just going to thinly slice because I can. Super thin slices. We used to have to make like a quart of this every night at the old Ravenous Pig. Many a fingertip were lost to the mandolin in those days. We got like 10 cloves of garlic, but probably won't use all of these chips. They're good for snacking. You can put them in a little Tupperware with a paper towel, and they'll keep for like a day. We were never allowed to do that at the Ravenous Pig, but it was a thing that you could do. Yeah, mandolin might be a little easier for most folks, especially if you're like a little shy about your fingers and the knife and stuff. But like kind of paper thin slices, and they'll crisp up super quick. There you have it. So we're gonna get all this in the oil. Did I lose a piece? We're going to turn our super loud induction burner that's not plugged in. And I'd be like 320, like kind of low, and just make sure they're all like nice and separated in the pot. Which I guess you can't see very well. I moved the camera a little bit, but I made this easier to move, I think. Boom. Slide this back a little bit. Oh no, wrong direction. Slide this whole situation forward a little bit. There you go. Hey, what's up, Pat? Thanks for the resub, dude. Carbonara is Italian for Tostinos. All right. Next step in a good carbonara is some bacon. And by good carbonara, I mean it's required for carbonara. You're actually supposed to use guanciale, which is the cured jowl of the pig, but can't get that delivered on Amazon Prime. So So we're going with some classic American bacon. I'm all nice and lined up over there. I just do like 4 strips of bacon, which is like probably like 6 to 8 ounces, depending on what kind of bacon. And we're just gonna cut little guys because these are already starting to bubble. These garlics, good old induction. You kind of want these like little crispies to like just like being present in every bite of the carbonara. And this already smells like really, really good. We're going to basically just constantly stir this. I'm going to get a little bowl to receive them. And I realized that I don't have paper towels. We don't want to get paper towels. As unprepared as ever. The old Bisto and Blondie stream. Slotted spoon. Just want to keep these moving now that they're rolling. And you don't want to take them all the way until they're like brown, because they're going to carry over quite a bit since they're so thin. And this took years of, or at least a year of making on the daily to get like really right. And I'm super out of practice, so we'll see. But the smaller slices that have the hollow space in the middle are already starting to get brown. If this gets too dark, then it becomes super bitter. It becomes awful. Probably like just like another 15 or 20 seconds or so. Yeah, that's basically it. Just like that. Like the color of like a toasted almond, I believe, is what old Jason Campbell instructed us on back in the day. Get out all the little pieces, and then, like I said, you probably want to hold on to this oil because it's like delicious garlic oil now. Let it cool off in a ramekin. Make some dressing out of it later. And then I just want to like hit these guys with the smallest touch of salt. There you go. Garlic chips. Our water is boiling already, so I'm going to go ahead and pop my spaghetti in for 2. Oh, what the hell? Just do the whole thing. No, not even. Make sure your water is heavily seasoned, like the sea. And it's actually doubly important in this recipe because we need to use the pasta water to make the sauce. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't kill myself. I made carbonara first time last week. Between the cheese that I used and the salt that I added. Yeah, it can definitely get, and the salt in the bacon. It can get out of hand, that's for sure. All right. Hey, Chungus, what's up, man? Thanks for the sub, dude. So, just making like little, like as small as lardons as you can. And the bacon can be a little finicky to get like a nice small dice on, especially towards the end when you got like some sinuous fat to contend with. Getting stuck in a double commercial. What the hell? Ah, the frustration of ads made you subscribe. Thanks, Amazon. And I'll end up putting this recipe on the blog. I've been really bad about doing that as well. This will be a freebie for the regular blog site. Got some secret recipes in our Patreon as well, if you're interested in some of that. There's barely anything in there, so I wouldn't recommend you sign up. I got some diehards in there, though, that I really appreciate. Really good at selling myself. Yeah, scallion emote, dude. All right, we're just gonna cook this in the same pot. My rule of thumb to get like really crispy bacon is to always start it in a cold pan. So there's like a little bit of a theme going on here. This pan's not precisely like as cold as it should be, but it'll get the job done. Give our old pasta a stir. Not cold at all, it already heated up. That's okay though. There's another little trick that I might employ. Basically, what you can do if you want really crispy bacon bits is to render them in water. See how it goes in this little stove thing that I never use. You essentially add enough water to the pot that you just cover them, and as the water heats up and eventually evaporates, you've now like heated up all the fat in the bacon and like rendered all the fat out of the bacon, and it crisps up like super quickly. It's like the same principle behind making carnitas. Yep, I'm going to gain weight just watching. What's up, Derek? We're gonna blanch our peas in the pasta water in a moment. Once the pasta's like closer to being done, I got some like crap. Like this is the only parm that I could get. I couldn't even find pecorino. But because that's what's traditionally in carbonara, but grated parm is fine. And then we're gonna do like a little bit of lemon zest and some parsley to finish it up. I have like a long nose hair, drives me crazy. Oh, probably looks fantastic on the cooking stream. How does it feel being tied with all the news? Oh, hey, you know, it was a good time. That's really all that matters, right? I've made the joke a few times, but the host guy reminds me of like the guy from Hunger Games, the announcer from the Hunger Games. Like he has like that background, and he has like a very like he looks very excited. Parsley, peas, garlic chips, lemon, none of this is very traditional to carbonara at all, so I apologize to any Italians that might be lurking. The host is great. You can get a little wild sometimes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and watch the next one so I have a better idea of the flow, because I was kind of just it can't be ignored yet. No, I don't even have any mods, dude. I don't even have Nightbot in here, I don't think. And we'll just blanch our peas in the same water as the pasta. I think I might have said that already. Like once it gets closer to being done. Go ahead and get a little last bits of zest off this lemon. Second greatest tool in the kitchen, microplane, next to a knife. Just take the yellow part off. You don't want to take any of the, Sarah must have used this one before because it's not very efficiently zested. Hashtag, I love you, babe. Cut that. Add some juice as well at the end. Hashtag gotcha, babe. And then a little like red chili flake as well. Just let that all hang out there. So, like as our pasta nears completion, we're gonna go ahead and get our eggs ready. Try to find a good spot for this. We're gonna do 3 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk. And then we're gonna add all of the herbs and lemon and chili flake and all that stuff. And whisk it all together, and the cheese as well. These eggs are like super small, so I might grab a 5th egg for the yolk. Nah, this should be good. And this guy, see you later, egg white. Could save that if you want to make, I don't know, something. Chantilly or a meringue or something. If I was in a restaurant, I would save it, but it'll just sit in my fridge and go bad. No late tacos tonight. Fuck the Taco Tuesday institution. Are eggs hard to find? My neighbor's brother owns like a chicken farm and brings them over to me all the time. I need a class on plating and presentation. I just slapped that shit on a plate. This is like what? Like a cup of parm? Do like 3/4 of that. Black pepper. Get all this in there. Whisk. So now we have this like herbaceous, eggy paste situation. Our bacon is getting very bacony. I'm gonna wait to season this because seasoning eggs ahead of time makes them very runny. So yeah, that. What we're gonna end up doing is taking our pasta water and tempering these eggs, which means we're gonna take the boiling water a ladleful at a time and add it to the egg mixture while we're whisking to bring the eggs up to temperature very slowly, so that the proteins don't all just collapse on themselves. And our pasta's definitely done. This right here. I was going to use this water for the peas. I think I can still do that. So, fish them out here in a moment. Bacon's like basically ready to go. Yeah, it's like super crispy. Turn that off. Just end up putting this in the same thing with the garlic. Gonna need like that. We'll add some of the bacon fat back to the sauce. But here we go. Now it's time to temper. I'm not sure if you guys can see this as well as I'd like you to, but a little ladle full of pasta water right into the eggs. And just like make sure to like whisk constantly. And as the yolks or the protein and the eggs come together and heat up, it'll make kind of like this like luscious, like silky sauce, and also like the starch that's present in the pasta helps this situation. Got quite a bit. Right through the rest of this cheese in here, actually. All right, so like 5 ladlefuls. What is my favorite band tune? Oh, Electric Six. It's a terrible, weird pick, so I apologize for that. Go ahead and drain the rest of this pasta, and the peas they're not blanched like through all the way, but the rest of the heat of the application will get us where we want to be. Back into our pasta pot. Get a little of the bacon fat in there as well. And we're going to put this back on the heat to set the egg protein. I hope this pot works. I might have to do it over on my regular burner. I don't think it likes it very much, but it's working. So I don't know. I'm going to do this back on the regular stovetop. I apologize. Not very interesting. Let's get that going. Out of the way. Can answer some questions, I guess, while that comes up.
Mel challenges me to the pizza off. I have my Pomi reduced.
Oh, nice. I like that brand of tomatoes. They're good. All right. So, as you can see, we basically have developed this like super creamy sauce without actually adding any cream, just eggs and cheese. And it coats the pasta really well. You just need to you want to make sure to, like I said, temper those eggs. Otherwise, you're gonna have all these chunks of egg in here because the heat of the pasta and like the stove itself will make scrambled eggs rather than make this silky like liaison, which is the French term for it. And you just kind of want to keep stirring until like you get most of the heat out of it. Making sure to move the sauce around. Well, that's just eggs and cheese. Yep. I'm trying trying to like, I don't know what you guys can see the best, but yeah, just eggs and cheese. Boom. Basically good to go, so we'll go ahead and plate it up. Get some tongs. Some people use like a butcher's fork to do this. I don't think I even have one of those. Just make like a nice big twirl situation. Maybe like a touch more. Over the top. Get some of those peas out of there. Move this out of the way. Bacon, the garlic chips, a little squeeze of lemon juice. And we'll put a little extra parm on there. I got one solitary piece of rind left to add. Boom. Pasta, spring carbonara, peas, garlic chips, hickory smoked bacon. All in what, like 40 minutes? Not too bad. Sarah, do you want to come taste this? I think she's in the other room. So I will taste it. Make sure to get everything on there.
Is it good?
Pretty good. Want to taste it?
Yeah.
This camera's on, so heads up.
Cool, I'm not walking around there.
Sarah just got done doing extensive yoga training. Warrior 3.
Mock me at your peril.
I'm not mocking you. I would never dream of it. Good?
Yeah, the fried garlic's a nice touch.
The fried garlic's always a nice touch, folks. All right, that's it. We're done. And now I awkwardly fumble to hit stop streaming.